Greetings, fellow citizens of Disneyland. Brickey here. Today's adventure, this week's update on annual passes. This is the second video in a series where I look at are our annual passes safe, how changes may be happening to our annual pass program as Disneyland moves through this complicated time. And warning, today's video is a bit of an opinion piece. If you watch my Disneyland reopening videos, you know that I try to be very well researched. I try to bring you lots of facts and information so that you feel like you're informed on how the park is moving along with its ever so slow and depressing reopening. But today's video is a little bit of hope, because if you've seen the news, Orange County and pretty much all of Southern California has slid back into the purple, and Disneyland needs to get to yellow to reopen. So today's video is a little bit of hope, a little bit of optimism, which means there's a little bit of news in here and a whole lot of opinion. And when I'm giving you my opinion and my own projection of optimism, I will always let you know the difference between a video that is well researched based on facts. Ready to get started? Okay, let's go. My theory with our annual passes starts here. The absolute most profitable part of the Disneyland Resort is the hotel guests, hotel stays. When people book a room in one of the 3 different hotels at the Disneyland Resort, that is when Disney makes the most amount of money per guest, per customer. And it makes a lot of sense. You have a customer that's pretty much trapped in your ecosystem. I'm sure they don't use the word trapped, but if you think about it, all of your meals, where you're staying, every dollar that you're spending is going back to the Disneyland Resort. And those hotels are not cheap. So to break it down simply, hotel guests equal more money. And since March, when Disneyland closed for 2 weeks for COVID-19 to pass, still stuck here 8 months later, they've been doing a cycle of taking new hotel reservations. Then once they couldn't meet that deadline, they would cancel those hotel reservations. A lot of people have wondered, what is the purpose of this other than to give fans false hope and a whole crazy bed of rumors? They just started taking new reservations. I know the park's going to open in October. Well, the idea was always this. Since hotel guests are the most profitable part of the resort, so the idea was always have these people in the queue so when we can finally open our park, we have a steady flow of our most valuable customers ready to enjoy Disneyland. But so the plot thickens, Disneyland has officially stopped doing these hotel reservations. They've just put an end to it. And they put an end to it after they got the very strict guidelines from California, which made everyone realize Disneyland's not opening up till some moment in 2021. And now I know you're wondering, what does this have to do with your annual pass? You're an annual pass holder, you live driving distance from the resort, you probably don't stay at the resort very often at all. What do hotel reservations have to do with you? Well, this is where my theory begins. Disneyland announced last week that they will start taking reservations for DVC members, Disney Vacation Club. The Disney Vacation Club villas at the Grand Californian will begin reopening December 6th. This is all according to a letter that was sent out to DVC Club members. Now here is where my message of hope for AP members begins. If Disney hotel stays are the most expensive guests, and if guests buying park tickets per day is the most expensive way to go to Disneyland, then one could theorize Disney hotel stay is similar to a Disneyland full price park ticket, whether it's for 1 day or 3 days. And this comparison is simple. It's brand new revenue coming into the park. It's more money per day because they're paying all of their money to get one hotel stay or one admission into the park, therefore making it more profitable because it's more money per guest all at once. And when the transaction is done, so are their privileges. One and done, profitable. So therefore, could we theorize that if a hotel guest is similar to a new ticket guest, is Disney Vacation Club similar to an annual pass member? It's a longer investment where a customer agrees to give the park either one lump sum for an entire year or monthly payments where they sign a contract guaranteeing that the customer will make those payments over the course of 12 months in exchange for promising more money to Disney you get more access. Bigger financial commitment for the customer, but it's also, from Disney's perspective, giving up more access to their parks and resorts. So if you consider that a Disney Vacation Club member is equal to an annual pass holder in this relationship, I know there's a huge price difference between the two, but if you use that comparison of looking at them as the most loyal Disney customers, my question for you is this. If Disneyland knows that your average hotel buyer won't show up for a shut down park, your average hotel ticket buyer, they're not going to buy that expensive ticket to go to downtown Disney, but a DVC club member would be willing to go stay at the villas, have a holiday experience, and know their little taste of Disney outside of the villas would be access to downtown Disney because they genuinely love the brand and love being around everything associated with the brand. Can we draw this conclusion that Disneyland ticket buyers probably wouldn't buy a ticket for a shut down Disneyland? Would people buy tickets just to walk down Main Street USA, for example? That's a big question. What would that price be? What would you get for it? And I know Buena Vista Street opens later this week, but you'd have to say the draw of Main Street would be much higher than Buena Vista Street. And even though Buena Vista Street can be added on as an expansion of downtown Disney, and it'll create a little bit more hecticness and make it a little bit busier, imagine if Main Street was added on and it was free. A golden rule, I believe, as part of Disney's core principles, you could never, ever let people go into Disneyland for free. It just doesn't work with the quality of that brand and the prestige that's behind it. So if you were to open a section of Disneyland, how would you figure out that price point? Or could you make it a reward for your most loyal customer? We're seeing right now with the hotels, Disney giving preferential treatment to their most hardcore, most loyal customer. Could this same situation give us all a little bit of hope that if a portion of a park reopens, there could be a moment where it would just be reserved for annual pass holders that have given them money and understandably for the last 8 months haven't been able to get the second half of that transaction. But this is just looking for a little bit of hope. Could annual pass holders get a little bit of that Disney preferential treatment? And even though this might not exactly mean that the Disney AP members would get some sort of access to bizarro post-demic events, it could shed a little bit of hope that when the park does reopen in 2021, that we're not out just yet. As you remember, when Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was built, everybody thought the park would be flooded full of people and it would be hard to get around and hard to manage everybody's expectations of having a great day at Disney. And then the crowds didn't show up. I know in my last video I talked about AP tickets might get put on pause, but then I started to really think, post-pandemic, there will be folks that simply can't afford to go back out of the park, people that don't feel comfortable going back into public. And I'm starting to wonder, will Disney need its most hardcore and its most loyal more than ever? Will they find a way to support those that have always tried to support them? It's just a thought, just a hope, and a conclusion drawn from what I saw with DVC opening back up and hotels no longer taking reservations. And it made me think, could they also see a way to still afford to say yes to us, the proud Disney APs? That's my theory. Go ahead, feel free to tell me that I'm stupid in the comments below, but I just was drawing a conclusion on this move that they made just last week. So there you go, friends. There's a little bit of optimism, a little bit of hope. We need it right now. This news about Orange County going into the purple, it's not good. It's really not good for us. So I wanted to make a little video to just say, hey, when we do get to this moment, what could our expectations be? And what can we learn from this real world math that maybe we could apply to our own situation as Disney annual pass holders? So what do you think? Is this a wacky theory? Do you think that comparing a DVC membership to an annual pass is a healthy comparison? Do you think APs are done forever? Or quite honestly, the big question is, the real big question for all of us, will there be enough people to want to pack the park every single day when it reopens? Sure, the first couple of weeks, there'll be a lot of pent-up fan aggression, but if they went to a full ticketed entrance only, how long would it go before they ran out of enough people that would feel safe and also have the funds to go back into the park. We have a bumpy couple of months ahead of us. Might be really smart to hold on to the people they have. Let me know your opinions below, and by all means, please give this video a thumbs up, and while you're there, why not subscribe to the channel? Friends, until the next time I see you in downtown Disney with your annual pass card in your hand, I'll see you back here on the channel for more Disneyland news. Thank you for watching, and thank you for sharing your opinion below on what you believe about APs. Are we in or are we out? I want to think that we're in.